A former state representative from right here in Central Texas accused of spending thousands of campaign dollars for personal use years after he left office. This week, the watchdog group Texans for Public Justice filed a complaint with the state's Ethics Commission against Mike Kruse, the Republican who once held a House seat out of Williamson County. Tonight, our political reporter Josh Hinkle takes an in-depth look at his financial records to see what's behind this allegation. Josh?
Well, we took a look at Mike Kruse's latest campaign finance report. It shows these two restaurants in downtown Austin, Lambert's right here and La Condesa across the street. Nearly $500 spent on food and drinks, just part of around $100,000 he spent since he left the legislature. See, he's not a candidate. He hasn't been a lawmaker for more than 3 years. So this is part of the reason that there's an ethics complaint filed against him right now.
We gave unprecedented authority.
From 1993 to 2009, Republican Mike Kruse held a House seat out of Williamson County. Now a lobbyist, records show he's still using the money he raised running for office.
Since he's left the legislature 3 years ago, he's been spending much of that account on what clearly must be personal use.
His campaign finance report explains the expenses as payments for things like conferences, meetings, and consultants. Kruse's reportedly said it's for roles he took on as a result of once being a lawmaker. But Texans for Public Justice Director Craig McDonald says that's a stretch.
That excuse is like saying, well, I'm still a member of the high school football team 3 years after you graduate. It just has no merit in law.
His group identified nearly $95,000 it alleges were personal expenses. $26,000 for travel, $11,000 for food and drinks, $15,000 for hotels. Stays in lavish places like the Burnham Hotel in Chicago, the Aventi Hotel in New York City, and the Hotel Teatro in Denver.
Hi, this is Mike. Sorry, Mr. Call.
Kruse didn't respond to our calls or our emails to explain which legal category his expenses fall into. The law allows leftover funds to go to other candidates, charity, or back to donors.
If you're not an office holder or if you're not a candidate, you cannot use that money for your personal use.
Now, the Ethics Commission says that any kind of complaint is confidential until it actually issues a report. That could take several months. If there is a violation, he could face a fine. Likely it would be whatever money was spent illegally, if there even is any. And also, McDonald tells us that there could be more to come if the district attorney gets involved in this case. We're live in downtown Austin. Josh Hinkle, KXAN News.